Welcome to today's podcast, and I want to talk about food addiction. So far, I just want to first give a disclaimer that I am not a doctor. Hata daktari wa mitishamba, I am not. I can be, but I'm not. So whatever I talk about today, it's based on what I have seen and experienced with myself. Food addiction. The first time I realized I had a food addiction was in 2023 because I was trying to cope with a lot of stress, and I ended up eating a lot. I used food to cope with my stress, so like as comfort food, and I ended up gaining a lot of weight. As compared to like an year or two before, when I was more in like checking out what I'm consuming, and I hadn't added so much weight. Now, I want to talk about food addiction because most of the time that we end up overeating and being unable to control the amount of food that we eat. There are four main reasons. Again, I'm not a doctor. These are just things that I have seen with myself and some information I have read a lot. We get addicted to food in 2024 is a majority of the food that we're eating is processed food. I take a lot of ice cream, which I have now slowly but surely stopped. I even make my own ice cream. But when I mean processed food, I don't mean like junk, though junk is there. I mean a majority of the food that we're eating has additives in it. Okay? When was the last time you went to a supermarket, bought a packet of maize flour, and it's written that it is enriched? You know what I'm saying? Okay. So that is what I mean. Like, our food has been created to be processed food and has been added things that make us addicted to that food. So what happens is I'll end up eating a lot of this food that I'm thinking they're just like normal food, but they have additives in them. Okay. So if I eat a lot of chapo, to say for example, I've only eaten wheat. Okay. What have I accompanied that chapo with? Chapo na mandazi, by the way, in Nairobi, that is a serious problem. Tunakulanga chapo na mandazi ni kana kwamba it's water and oxygen. Okay. Now, this food, other than it being wheat and giving us energy, it doesn't give us any malnutrition. It doesn't give us any nutrition. So we end up eating a lot of this food that doesn't have the right nutrients. If our bodies doesn't get the right nutrients, we'll end up eating even more. Instead of eating now the right food, like the greens and stuff, we'll end up just eating more and more and more of the indomie and the chapos and the samosas, right? So at the end of the day, we are trying to cope with all the stresses that is happening today, and we're using food to cope. But in the process of using food to cope, we're ending up eating food that is addictive. In the process of eating food that is addictive, this food is not healthy enough to give us all the nutritional benefits that we need for our bodies. So it's validating our behaviors. That is a strong word. Food addiction is validated by our behaviors. And when I say our, I mean mine. Okay. What I noted in 2021, I was eating 1 meal a day. And I was good weight. I was doing a lot of stuff. Gosh, there's a time I had 3 jobs at the same time. That is that was insane. Okay. So, and now eating 3 meals a day, that's just adding more and more and more fats and sugars into my body, and I'm adding more weight and all that stuff. But when I realized that even with the 3 meals a day, that is priming us for food addiction, and I'm like, do I really need 3 meals a day? So this is me giving myself advice. It's for you to choose whether to listen, but this is me. So me, I'll be eating when I'm hungry. I'll be eating healthier food, that is traditional food, and I'll be mindful of everything that I consume. I'll not be consuming for the sake of it's there, I'll eat. No, I'll be mindful. I'll be very mindful of it. I do intend to lose all this weight this year. I do intend to do a lot, and eating a lot of food or having a food addiction clogs my brain. I don't know about you, but That's just me, and I have decided to just like drastically reduce the type of food and the amounts of food that I'm taking. You can know that I'm 2 months into it. This particular episode about food addiction, I say I'm not a doctor, I'm just like giving my own opinion. So sit with yourself and ask yourself whether you actually have an addiction. It will not go bad if you've not cooked it, really. Okay? And yeah, see you next week. Subscribe to my channel, leave a comment. Bye now. Toodles. Toodles. Most of our food one of the reasons okay, but Mary, samosa has onions and kitungu. Need a lot of grains, a lot of them. Lakini wengi wenu hampendi githeri. Mimi githeri nilikula high school. Oh Mary, I don't eat processed food. I don't take even ice cream. Please, girl.